Near mint condition, the home of collected editions.
That cover's so awesome.
Absolute format is the best way to own this store. Time to empty those wallets and fill those shelves. What's going on, all you minties? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And back by popular demand is the where to start reading a certain character segments. And today we're going to kick it off with the Merc with the Mouth. That's right, where to start reading Deadpool in graphic novel format. So stay tuned. And welcome back, everybody. So that's right, back by popular demand, because you all demanded it, or asked kindly rather. Here is the where to start reading segment. I've been doing this for a couple of years, where to start reading certain characters or storylines or even sometimes publishers, and in graphic novel format. So it is back, and today we are focusing on Deadpool. And the reason I had to take a step back from it is because it's a lot of rereading, and where I'm doing a bunch of other videos throughout the month, it just kind of became time-consuming. But now I have wonderful help, so a big shout-out to Domovex for helping me put this video together. So yes, before I go any further, smash that like button, please. That goes a long way for us here on the channel. So we are going to be talking about Deadpool. It's the one character that a lot of people have been asking me about lately, probably due to the fact that there is a movie coming out. I am going to be talking about the 616 universe and the stories that were told in chronological order, where I think a best jumping on point would be. And of course, what type of formats they are available in. So without going any further, let's go ahead and start with the very beginning, because this is where a lot of people want to start. They don't want to know where the best jumping on point is. They already know that it's at the very beginning. So of course I'm kicking it off with New Mutants 90 End. 90 End. Nope, Uncanny Omar talked pretty one day. 98, the end of the beginning, or the beginning of the end. This is the story that was plotted by Rob Liefeld, who of course co-created the character with Nicieza, giving the Merc with a mouth, that mouth that we love so much. Now, this is the very basic plot. It's really an X-Force story and how it's all coming together to become X-Force, but it was just the tail end of the New Mutants series where we are introduced to this assassin that seems to know Cable and seems to know Domino and comes in with a couple of quips and then just leaves. But that is his first appearance, and that can be found in epic format, in complete collections, in classic collections, and of course in this omnibus right here. So it is available in all of those formats. And of course in single issues if you want to find the New Mutants 98. It's kind of pricey now, although there is a facsimile edition that has come out. The Circle Chase. Now this is the first time that Baby Nicieza really got the just free reign on the character. This is not just Baby Nicieza, but also the artwork by Joe Madureira and Harry Candelario inking those pieces of wonderful art. But in this particular story, we are introduced to a bunch of new characters in this miniseries. You get to find out more about Wade Wilson and his background. You get Makeshift, you get Rive, Comcast, Slayback, Sluggo, and of course Vanessa, and the ties that they have together, and how everything is related to the Weapon X project. So a little bit of this was used in the first movie, and this is an absolutely one of the greatest jumping on points for the character of Deadpool. Now, these stories are collected, again, in epic format, complete collections, classic collections, which are those, not thick trade paperbacks, but they are rather thicker than 4 or 5 issues, and of course, in omnibus format. Now, the very next spot I'm going to be talking about is Joe Kelly's Deadpool. Now, this is the one that a lot of people go back to and reread or always mention as this is the best jumping on point for the character of Deadpool. Because when Fabian Nicieza was writing the Deadpool miniseries, and of course issues of X-Force, you feel like he wanted to do more with the character, but then again, there were restrictions, and they didn't know exactly how big this character was going to be. Joe Kelly made him huge. Ed McGuinness on artwork, and this is a real character-defining run on Deadpool. It begins in this particular run, the Hey It's Deadpool. He's a mercenary with a mouth, and he's willing to work for whomever will pay the bills. So some things go against, you know, most people's ideologies or even their morals. But not for Deadpool. Now here you get Blind Owl, which of course is used in the movie, and then you get the hilarious aspect of her just being his roommate. You get the Taskmaster in here becoming a big part of the story. T-Ray, and then the whole thing with Siren starts here. The whole thing with Typhoid Mary, and the whole thing with Death. And of course, who could forget that amazing issue where he travels back in time to the pages of a Silver Age Spider-Man story. And no matter what collection you're going to pick up, it's that issue of Spider-Man is always collected within that collection. I agree with a lot of people that this is really where the story gets going and where the character becomes who he is. This is available in Classics collection, trade paperbacks that is. This is also in complete collections, epic collections, and of course the omnibus format. Now, towards the end of the Joe Kelly run, you had Frank Terry step in, Jimmy Palmiotti, but you also had Gail Simone coming in at the very end. And something that happened was that Marvel stopped calling Deadpool Deadpool, and they called him Agent X. They stopped calling Cable Cable, and he went to Soldier X. X-Force became Ecstatics. There are a lot of rumors behind that, which you can read about on the internet. But Agent X gave you a reason to start anew, and it had Gail Simone just firing on all cylinders, telling the quippy kind of dialogue that she's so good at doing. Plus, you get Alex Agent X, what is his last name? Hayden. That's right, Alex Hayden. And his mystery, is he really Wade Wilson with just amnesia? But you also get Outlaw in here, Ratbag, Brandenburg, Sandy Brandenburg, and then, of course, Taskmaster's new design, because during this time it's all drawn by UDON Studios. Like, you got Alvin Lee doing a lot of the artwork, and to me it's just a phenomenal jumping on point, because you don't really need to know about the character of Deadpool to enjoy these Agent X stories, and then of course things get revealed later on. Cable and Deadpool. So it's Fabian Nicieza back writing Deadpool, the character that he co-created, but also the character that he wrote a lot of years for, and that is Cable. And this is like a bosom buddies type of story where both of them are now connected to each other. One can't teleport without the other. So Cable cannot stand the character of Deadpool. So if you feel like you can't stand Deadpool, this might be the book for you. There's a lot of funny and humorous things through here. This is where the whole B. Arthur thing started, which I'm sure people probably know about that from the movies. But to me, this is Deadpool at his best. There's a lot of drama in here too that you don't expect. And towards the end of this run is when it really hits you in the feels that you didn't see coming, because you're expecting a Deadpool, haha, that's funny story. But no, you get so much more than that. It's got a lot of heart. This is available in complete collections. I believe, no, they are called Ultimate Collections, in trade paperback editions, and there is a modern epic collection and an omnibus edition of this. After Cable and Deadpool was over, by the way, the omnibus is called Deadpool and Cable, but after that series was over, Marvel decided they wanted to separate the characters and go their own different ways. So you had a Cable series and you had a Deadpool series. Daniel Way started writing the Deadpool series, and it's during the Secret Invasion storyline, Paco Medina supplying the artwork. Now, this is a good jumping on point, because I feel like this is where Deadpool became that, I can't believe I'm going to use this as a verb, memeable character, where you saw a bunch of memes and you're like, oh, that's that funny guy that breaks the fourth wall. And a lot of people got into the character because of that. And a lot of people found out about Deadpool because he was just blowing up everywhere on the internet, whether it was a GIF or whether it was, I think I said that right, GIF maybe, or a meme that you were just like, who is this funny guy that's at Marvel Comics? So this is the run that started off, like I said, with Secret Invasion. You don't even need to know what's going on other than there's a Skrull invasion happening. And this also introduces you to the idea that Deadpool is a bit of a lunatic. He's more of a Looney Tunes character, but some people really like that in the character of Deadpool. This is available in complete collections. It's available in omnibus editions and trade paperbacks, and also a standard size hardcover is available. Now, if you want to see Deadpool not be solo, but also be with somebody else other than an old time-traveling guy. Sorry, Cable. The book for you is Uncanny X-Force. Now, Uncanny X-Force is a Black Ops team that Wolverine and Cyclops put together, because these are the characters that kill. But this is a really interesting side of Deadpool. This is by Rick Remender and Opeña doing the artwork for this particular title. And what I keep hearing from a lot of my viewers is that I can't stand Deadpool, but for some reason, this, to me, is the most likable Deadpool can be. This is the best written Deadpool. And I've seen that comment time after time. So this might be for people that can't stand that whippy, or did I say whippy? Quippy type of humor that Deadpool has, or the breaking of the fourth wall, or the lunatic type of character that he is. But this story is dark. I mean, it's where Deadpool, Archangel, Psylocke, Wolverine, Phantom X, they gotta go and destroy Ensabanur. Now that is Apocalypse. But it's before he becomes Apocalypse, so he's just a kid. So the choices are, what do we do with this kid? Like, he's just a child. So it goes into some dark territories, but I think Deadpool really does find that balance in there. And I think it's definitely one that you should check out if you're interested in seeing him work with an X team, right? Available in standard size hardcovers. There is an omnibus that's being reprinted, probably reprinted by the time this video comes out. And then, of course, complete collections and trade paperbacks. Now, if you want to go back and read solo Adventures of Deadpool, the series that was ongoing at the time with Uncanny X-Force was Deadpool by Brian Posehn and Jerry Duggan. Tony Moore supplying the artwork. Now, this story's in here, and the way that the character is written is very funny, because you have a comedian that is co-writing the story, and Jerry Duggan is also no stranger to comedy. There are puns and jokes that are just top A material that you would see in a movie. And, oh my gosh, they get into some ridiculous type of stories, like an army of dead presidents, the whole thing with the elephant, Deadpool getting in touch with his feminine side. I've really found this to be a great jumping on point, too, because it doesn't dive that heavy into the flashback of Wade Wilson's life and his connections to Vanessa or Siren, but there's a little bit of that in there, and as you're going through each of the issues, you find out more and more about the character. Now, this is available in trade paperbacks, oversized hardcovers, and an omnibus edition. Alright, let's take it out of the continuity of 616, because I want to talk about something that is out of continuity, and that is Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. Now, most of the time in these lists, I do talk about stories that are out of continuity for people that don't want to be bogged down by years of history. But really, you could go Ultimate Deadpool or Deadpool Max, and neither one are great. Now, this is the story by Cullen Bunn and drawn by Talajic, and it is super violent. So this is probably one that is mature content, because Deadpool just goes crazy here and just decides to kill off a bunch of the Marvel characters. Now, you're not going to be seeing a lot of crazy things in here, like the Deadpool core, or him just being a crazy character. He's still kind of grounded. It kind of reminds me of the funny things that you would find in Joe Kelly's run, but it takes it further. It makes him kind of actually a total villain that it was an amazing run where he just goes through and decides to kill off the Marvel Universe. Now, there is a reason, but I don't want to ruin that for you. But I love the fact that it's less dark and more goofy and crazy, but not as crazy as like the character that he was in Daniel Way's run. Now, this is available in trade paperback. It just got back into a new printing because I did a list of what Marvel suggests you should check out before seeing Deadpool and Wolverine. And also available in the minibus format. So it's an omnibus, but just a little bit slimmer. Thunderbolts Red. Now, this is the Daniel Way version of Deadpool again, but he's a little more serious in this. And you have the wonderful artwork in here of Steve Dillon. If you want to see Deadpool work outside of the X universe and work with other characters, I think this is a good example, because this is another one of those kind of Black Ops team, but really following orders from Thunderbolt Ross, And it's Red Hulk, it's Venom, Elektra, and the Punisher, plus a couple of other characters that end up joining them. And it's just an interesting dynamic. It's a lot different than the way he works with even Cable. Like, he's still a goofball, and also completely unexpected, but it's also Daniel Way writing the character again. So if you enjoyed that run, his solo run, then definitely check this out. Now, this one is available in trade paperbacks and in one omnibus format. Deadpool's Secret War. Man, this one is so fun. So this is Cullen Bunn again, writing the character. I don't think he wrote enough Deadpool. And also Matteo Lolli drawing this particular miniseries. Now, this is 2015, so a lot of people are like, oh, this is set during Secret Wars. The 2015 Secret Wars by Jonathan Hickman. No, this is set during the 80s, the 1984 Secret Wars, where there's this hidden adventure about the Beyonder and Earth's Mightiest Heroes, but it has a side story with Deadpool that people never saw. It's a really fun story that doesn't take itself seriously. And why I'm adding it to a beginner's list is because you get to find out about the crossover, first of all, because it is a classic and known as the very first Marvel event. And you get to know about the other characters that he interacts with, which is what I love about a shared universe. You get to expand that knowledge. If you like Deadpool and you're coming into Deadpool, you might end up liking Spider-Man or Wolverine or Captain America. Love this particular story. This is available in trade paperback, and it's also collected in the minibus editions. Deadpool Black, White, and Blood. Man, if you haven't been checking these out, they are an amazing anthology series. Each one of them, whether it's Wolverine or even Darth Vader, Elektra, but we're talking about Deadpool. Each one of these stories, so there's 4 issues that's collected in this particular book, the trade. Each one of those has 3 or 4 stories, so it's an anthology series taking place at different times in Deadpool's life. You have different creators that are working on this. And some of them are hilarious, some of them don't make a lick of sense, some of them are badass, and then some of them are just heartbreaking. Like, they took your heart out and stomped on it. One of my favorite ones is by Daniel Warren Johnson. That one hit me in the feels. That was a beautiful story. But anyway, it's a great way to get to know the character because you get to see him team up with other people. You get to see a supporting cast in here like Weasel and Vanessa coming in here, Domino and Siren. And you also get to see him work on a team, like during this Uncanny X-Force era, or just tell solo stories before the Weapon X project, during the Weapon X project, and then after. It's a great collection. I mentioned that it is available in trade paperback, but there is a beautiful Treasury edition, which is oversized, and it just looks gorgeous. And the last book I want to recommend for this list is his most recent series by Alyssa Wong and Martin Kokolo. And this is set during the Krakoa era. So if you want to see what the X-Men are like a little bit, not a lot, what they're like during the Krakoa era, this is the book. Now, there are a lot of series and stories and miniseries featuring Deadpool. And you could go with King Deadpool by Kelly Thompson or Scotty Young's run. But I feel like this one here was funny. And that's why I liked it. Like, it made me laugh out loud. I'm not the biggest fan of Alyssa Wong's Dr. Aphra, but man, did I like Alyssa Wong's Deadpool. I thought it was hilarious. There's only 10 issues, so it's only 2 trade paperbacks, and that is the only way to get it, by the way. But there was a lot of heart in there, too, and a lot of ridiculousness that I didn't expect it to go in that way. But yes, very important, this is set during the era of Krakoa. So you get a taste as to what the X-Men are like, or I guess all mutants are like, during that particular era. Now, if you're interested in any of the books that I mentioned on the list, check out our sponsors. BD Cosmos, the Canadian leader in graphic novels. They have a physical storefront in Montreal, Quebec, and their website, bdcosmos.com, offers 25% off your order of over $99 or more, and free shipping everywhere in Canada for every order of $200 or more.
Their shipping care is exceptional. Your books will stay cozy through the rough Canadian weather and arrive to you in Near mint condition.
After checkout, let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way, and you'll be added to the monthly $25 gift card raffle. Entries are valid for new and returning customers.
Don't be afraid to call or email them. Ask them questions. Their staff is always happy to help guide you towards the right purchase. Visit their website, bdcosmos.com, for more. BD Cosmos, with rewards and raffles taking care of customers in Canada. Eh?
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that is my list of where to start reading Deadpool in collected editions format. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them down below. Don't forget to smash that like button. And if you have suggestions for other characters you may want to get into in graphic novel or collected editions format because of a movie or because you've just been interested, let me know. Leave those comments down below. I'm glad I brought the series back. And again, a big thank you to Dom for helping me with this particular video, and I guess moving forward helping me with all these videos, that where to start reading videos. And a big thank you to our patrons for making videos like this possible. Could not be doing this without you all. Everyone, stay healthy and safe out there. It's back, baby, and there's more coming. Much love.